Hey everyone, hopefully you had a really nice weekend. Hopefully you had a very productive weekend, that you got to do a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun things. Especially you got to prep a lot more. I told you all that I was going to take a few days off, to top off and pretty much double up in a lot of preps that I wanted to get, just in case. You never know whether or not that toilet paper is going to run out, right? I'm joking, but I did got some toilet paper, believe it or not. I definitely don't want to use a pine cone or a corn cob or something like that. No. The newspaper times are long gone. I'm not going back to that again, ever. So we definitely did got toilet paper. We got a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, the back of my truck was completely full from the bottom all the way to the top in the first trip. And we still get an order that we had to go pick up, just to make sure that we are right there where we want to be. And I said that last week, and I encourage everybody to go out and prep as much as possible, because I knew the debate was gonna be a shit show, to tell you the truth. I mean, after that, I posed a poll asking you all, hey, what are you doing? Because I was curious. I'm always curious to know what you guys are doing too. And I posted 5 questions. One, and I'm reading it right now. Everything will remain stable, nothing extra. And 4% said, yeah, nothing will happen. I'm asking whether or not you increasing your preparedness and efforts significantly. 35% of you say yes, that's what I'm doing. I put in there too. The third question was, I'm fully prepared to face any challenge. 2%, I'm pretty sure that, which is one person, I said yes, I'm ready to go. Let it happen. I'm ready to go. I asked also whether or not you believe that a collapse is imminent. 24% of you say yes, that you believe that a collapse is imminent. And the last question, and that one was the one with the highest percent, very close to the second one, was the world now see us vulnerables and war is in the horizon. That got 36%. Now, when I ask these questions, just to gauge what everybody's thinking and to hear from y'all. Some of you actually commented, which is greatly appreciated. Sometimes, those questions don't cover everything, and I can only put so many questions in a poll. So when I read the comments, it's not whether I agree with you or not. I just want to know what's going on. And the thing is, we are all in different parts of our lives. We are in different parts of preparedness. Some of you may be, ready to rumble. No problem. Let it happen. I mean, I got food for the next 20 years, enough ammo. Let it be. Some of you may just starting today. Some of you may have come across this video and be like, holy crap, what is this dude is saying? The world's gonna end? Well, the world will not end, per se. If you want to be really technical, we have faced mass extinctions before, and the world did not end it. Let's be clear about that. Now, whether or not the human race will remain here, that's a different story, but let's just be clear about that. When people say the world's going to end, it's not the world per se. It's the way of life that we have been accustomed to. I like my way of life. Let's be honest. I like, waking up in the morning, having coffee to brew. I do smoke my cigar from time to time. I like, having the ability of wearing decent clothes. Having the ability of having water in my reservoir, all year long. I like having the ability of having a reliable vehicle. I didn't have that when I was in Cuba. And that's why I've always tell people to be cautious. And that's why I always, look back on my past and I reflect on it. And I come to you and tell you all about the things that I had to deal with in the past. In my past, I didn't have the ability to defend myself. Couldn't have that. Highly restricted. Highly restricted. Here I do. So I'm going to fight tooth and nail to protect that. Some of you may see it different. And it's nothing against you, but the problem is you really don't know freedom unless you never had it or you lost it. If you inherit that freedom, it's really, it's just different. Let's put it like that. It's just different. I was born without freedom. Think of me as a slave that got his freedom. Do you think that a slave that got his freedom will ever go back to be a slave? That slave would rather die than go back to being a slave. That's the best comparison that I can give you. That's the best comparison I can give you. This country gave me freedom. I will hate this country to go through hardship. I know it's going to, but I hate for the country to go through hardship because this is a great country. I don't care what anybody else says. People say all the time, well, but the U.S. this, the U.S. that. Well, guess what? Let me tell you something from somebody who actually was born and raised in a third world country. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. America is the greatest country in the goddamn world. And if you don't like it, if you think otherwise, you're a dumbass. Plain and simple. That's just the way it is. But in order for us to maintain this great country, or to keep a remnants, you need to be prepared as possible. The problem here, I'm going to be honest with y'all. The problem here is that we, the people, allow this government to grow way too big. It is such a huge monster that people, a lot of people depend on a government for government assistance. People are not free anymore because everything that the government gives you, they want something back. So you are not free. That's why I have so much problems with taking from an entity. That entity always wants something in return. Nothing is free in this world. Nothing. Nothing. And that's what happened. The government of this country grew way too big. Corruption took over, and it is clear as day now. You can't. I mean, if it's not visible, guys. If for anything else, go see that debate. I have never seen something so pathetic in my entire life, and something so sad in my entire life. We have a person who should be in a nursery home in charge of our nuclear codes. That person can send to another country, and then we are in trouble. And then when I hear folks saying the war will never happen, we have a demented individual in charge of those codes. What do you think a demented individual will do? You don't know? Go to an asylum and see what they do. Have you ever been in an asylum? I have been in an asylum to visit once upon a time. And let me tell you something. They do crazy shit, including eating shit. That was in Cuba, by the way. So imagine now a person like that in charge of the most powerful country in the entire world. What do you think? You think you have control over what they do because you're going to cast a vote? You ain't got no control. You got no control. I do not know why that person still is in power today when the entire world finally saw how incapable he is. There's no doubts in anybody's mind now. He is incapable of being there. How he is not being removed is beyond me. but I have no control over that. The only thing that you and I have control is on the things that we can keep, in order to thrive if something does happen. Can a war happen? Yes, a war can definitely happen. Should we increase our efforts to be prepared? I'm doubling on everything. Do I think that things are going to remain stable? I do not. I hope they do, but I don't think so. Am I fully prepared for any challenges that come? Nobody is fully prepared. Nobody. I don't care who you are. You will never be 100% prepared. And do I believe that a major collapse is coming or is imminent? Absolutely, 100%. There's no avoiding it. The signs are there. And if you want to ignore them, well, that's up to you. To me, I'm going to keep sounding the alarm, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Preparing more and more and more. If nothing happens, guess what? I'm going to have a lot of ammunition to go practice, to go hunt, to do fun things. I'm going to have a lot of toilet paper to wipe my ass. And I ain't going to have to use on newspaper like I did in Cuba. That's what I'm at. Extra food, extra insurance. That's all I'm doing. Ensuring for a better tomorrow. What are you doing? Let me know in the comment section below. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.